Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Apollo.io masterclass. Today, I'm actually working out of a brand new Apollo, setting up for a customer of mine. Um, Aside from making these awesome videos, I help teams that are trying to strategize and set up workflows and processes um, within Apollo on a consulting basis. So if anybody out there needs help or doesn't really, you know, this stuff doesn't click as well with you as other things, let me know. I'd be happy to hear about what you're working on and see if I could help out at all. All right, shameless plug there. Today we're going to talk about calls. What are they? I think we all know that. I hope so. More importantly, though, for the Apollo context here, dispositions and then the subsequent triggers that follow from dispositions, right? So you can think of dispositions as the overall outcome of a call, right? What happened? I left a voicemail, they didn't answer, we connected, so on and so forth, right? Now, there are two kind of subsects of dispositions, right? I think of them as kind of like a decision tree. And here's what I mean by that. There's connected, which means that you actually got a hold of a person. Could be positive, could be negative, could be neither, right? And then there's not connected. So why is this important? This is important because we're going to want to make decisions, right, based on the outcome of a call. For example, we do not want to keep sending prospecting emails to somebody that we spoke with on the phone that wants to meet with us next week and we have something on the calendar. Looks very unprofessional. I've done it a couple times. It happens. But Apollo then came into my life, and you can kind of block that from really ever happening. Okay. The positive, negative, neutral, I think, is the second kind of characteristic of a disposition. Okay. So if somebody's marked positive, and let's just talk about why it's important to kind of separate these. Somebody's marked positive, right? We're going to want to remove them from a sequence, right? Which any connected call would do. So why differentiate positive and negative? Well, we're going to set up triggers based on positive versus negative. And here's an example of that, right? If we have a call with, let's say, Michael Falco, and Michael Falco really wants to buy some of our SaaS, right? We're going to want to put him into a different workflow than somebody said, F off, I'm not interested, go away, right? Makes sense to me. Okay, so these are the dispositions. You can obviously add them, right? The key factors here are going to be the connected, not connected. This will remove people from everything that they're currently enrolled in. This will not. Call sentiment, we already went over that. Okay, I'm not going to add those right now, but I am going to show you the next step there, right? Like I said in the beginning here, this is a linear kind of flow. So what happens after we did this, right? We're starting to keep clean data, but why is it important? Okay, as I said, brand new Apollo here, but we can see that if a call is connected positive, the stage of the person or the contact is going to move to interested, and negative is not interested, right? So what happens from here? This is what I think a lot of teams that I work with don't have a full grasp of, right? If something is marked as not interested, how can we see how that is going to affect us here? Okay, so sequence rule sets here, default. Okay, now here's where this comes into account. Okay, so as soon as start cleaning this up too. Okay, so as soon as a call is logged, and we're going to do another video on logging calls, right? As soon as a call is logged, that person's stage automatically flips based on the disposition of the call. If the person is then in one of these two stages, interested and not interested, which we just covered, right? This is going to block your emails from going out in a sequenced way, right? Because this is a sequence rule set to that person. Okay, so it's kind of a two-level flow there, right? So there's call, disposition, then that changes the stage, and then that stage. Call, disposition. The disposition changes based on the outcome of the disposition. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky because this doesn't say, hey, we're going to remove everybody from every sequence. But if you come over to your rule sets, you'll see where that takes effect. Okay, takes effect here. Alrighty, next we're going to do setting up the dialer.